What's good, everybody? It's your boy Relly. We up here with Blockchain Odyssey, and we're about to do a tutorial on how it is that you should be using Tradingview to your biggest advantage. But we're just gonna go over the basics right here into this video. And let's go ahead and start on everything that you see on the outside of the chart itself. Starting off right here, once you actually log in to TradingView, just to let you know, it is a free account. You don't have to pay for anything, but if you do pay for the premium packages or the pro packages, you just get more for your, you get more for your buck. You'll be able to use more things at once instead of you having to, like, for example, these indicators right here. If you don't pay for the premium, you only can have like 2 indicators at a time instead of you being able to put 3, 4, 5 up there to get more, confirmation and confluence of what it is you're looking at. But, start off, just get the free, learn how to use it first, and then graduate as you go up. But right next to it, you get the symbol search. So as you see, I got BTC USD typed in up here because it's saying the evaluation of Bitcoin in the United States dollars format. As you can see right here, it's showing you in the United States dollar how much a Bitcoin is worth. That's why it's like that. Now, if you want to look up something like Ethereum USD, you can do the same thing. Make sure that you'll click exactly what it is you're looking for. So if you're doing stocks, you want to look at some stock charts like MicroStrategy, Tesla, Apple, hit stocks, type in Apple, and then, well, you don't even have to, yeah, you most of the time you'll already be on all. So you just put Apple in and you can see it, the NASDAQ Apple right here. Boom, Apple Inc. You instantly get to it. But if you want to be way more specific, hit stock so you'll know you're going directly to Apple. If you want to look up Tesla, you better go directly to Tesla and you better look that up. But we're gonna stick to the crypto, and it don't matter what it is you're looking for. Pepe, you're looking for oh, that's Forex. No, it looks it directly up for you. Real nice and simple. Now, right next to that, you have the compare and add symbols. So let's say I wanted to compare something with Bitcoin, for example. Say I want to compare ETH with Bitcoin and see how it is that they trade together. Well, Bitcoin be up the top, ETH will be at the bottom, and they'll be linked together, so I can be able to move around and see exactly what ETH does during the exact same time that Bitcoin has been around. Just clearly, just be able to look at the history clearly and compare the two. That's all it is. That's all it is. Now, right next to that would be the time intervals, where you want to look at it to where every bar up here is representing an hour, which then you have to zoom in for a closer low time frame analysis. If you were doing day trading, of course, you look at the hour chart, 3 hour, 4 hour a lot, because you want to get as much data within a small time frame as you possibly can. But if you're doing macro trading, swing trading, then you would like to look at things like the week to the month, even all the way up to the year, depending on how big of a macro trader you are. Now, right next to that, we'll have the candle bodies, or you can change them to bars, change it to a line graph. You can change it to whatever it is you need it to be, to where it helps you visualize what it is you're trying to look at better. It's a lot of different things up here. It's a lot of it's a lot. You just have to come up here, play around with it a little bit and understand what it is that you're more comfortable with looking at. Me personally, I keep it on the candles. That way I can see the wicks down to the bottom and to the top. Zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about right here. But you can see the wicks, that like the small little skinny things on the bar graph here. I couldn't get the word out, but you can visualize those, which is showing you like buy pressure or sell pressure within a certain direction, and you can get a little more data out of it besides using something like the line, and you're not going to get none of that. So some of them give you more data than the others. Next, we'll go over the indicators. Now, indicators, metrics, and strategies. One of the most useful things on all of this is the indicators. And we will have a separate video directly specific to the indicators because it's a lot. there are many different, like you can go over here to technicals, you can just scroll down and look at all the different indicators you can have just for technicals, financials, community, personal, it doesn't matter. Have your own favorite bar, just all the indicators that you use. But like I said, we will go over those specifically in another video. Right here was the indicator templates. You don't necessarily need to have that up. I'm gonna be honest with you, not unless you're buying the premium package where you have 5 indicators on at one time and you just don't want to go click every indicator at like one by one. You just want to be able to pull them all up at once. This is pretty much what you use it for. Now, to set alerts, if you want to set an alert, pretty much letting you know when a price hits a certain marker. Let's say I wanted to wait until price came back down to these levels right here, 77K at the very bottom, and I want to put an alert down here, I can do so. That way, whenever price falls and it actually comes down to these levels, my alert thing will go off and I can be notified whether or not I need to be buying, selling, whatever it is I'm trying to be doing. Now, this one's pretty nice. Let's say you want to look at past history of Bitcoin and how it plays out. You know, you can do simple replays. Very useful for going back, looking at the past and understanding exactly what happened, what went wrong. Where can I develop my skills a little further by looking at my past mistakes or even my past success? What can I learn from it? What can I learn from what happened in the past with the graphs based off of the news that came in? This is all things that you can really go back and refer to. But it's pretty much just going to play out everything bar for bar. So let's go ahead and yep, get off of that. Right here, you can have the redo thing. Say I just want to just constantly keep redoing stuff, you know, draw up here, and I want to go ahead and start knocking stuff off. Redo, put it back up. Very self-explanatory. Right here is the layout setup. So where you can, once you actually purchase the premium package, or you know, just start putting a little money in there. If you want to get real crazy with it, you can see exactly how it is. You can be breaking up all these charts. We'll look at 2 charts side by side, one of them up on the top, one of them on the bottom. You want to do 3, you want to do 4 charts at a time, 5 charts at a time, all the way up to 16 charts at a time, if your monitor is big enough to even look at all that. So depending on how you pay, I mean, how much you pay, where you're doing the premium, the pro, advanced, whatever, you'll pretty much be unlocking more levels. Now this right here would be the layout for the chart that you're looking at, and for other charts as well. Like I can click on this Casper layout and it'll change everything because this is how it saved it at the time. Ooh. And oh, so this is actually space, so it's not even the right one. No, wait, go back. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, bam, open anyways. It actually changes the whole everything. The background settings and everything. Now, all these things up here aren't necessarily needed. Like, you know, take a snapshot, full screen mode, which is just like you want to put it in full screen, but then you lose everything else. Not really the smartest thing. You want to come up here and click on the settings. Now up here you can really get a little crazy, and this is where you'll have to come and really tweak it around a little bit. But I will have a video specifically for the settings as well, because it's a lot that goes along with it. So you can come up here and you can change the symbols of the bar graphs itself, the status line, which would be up here talking about Bitcoin to the US dollar, the 1-day chart on Bitstamp. You can change all of that stuff. You can take away the logo where it has Bitcoin. You can take away the title, add it or take it away. You can just you know, get a little crazy with it. The canvas, which would be the background, you can change the color of it, grid lines, watermarks. It's really a lot of stuff that you can do up here. So it's actually gonna take a little time. Like I said, we're gonna have a separate video specifically for this. Now, for the real important stuff, when it comes to marking up these charts, we're gonna come over here to the left side and we have the actual drawing utensils and kit. So, you know, if we hit up here at the top, when it's your cross, it's really your cursor, however it is you want this to look, You know, well, I got it on dot right now, so my cursor looks like a dot. If I want to change it so an arrow, then when I put it up on the graphs, everything's an arrow. Crosses, it would just be a cross. It's however it is you want it to be. Now right here, you have lines. A lot of different lines, because you know, that's all this is. You come up here and you just start charting stuff out, however it is you want to do it. If you want to do trending angles, you know, it's really just you come up here, you learn how to use this stuff, and we will have multiple different videos breaking down multiple different tools up here. But it's also just coming in here and learning how to do it. You just gotta get in here and do it, figure it out. But we will be talking about a lot of this stuff. You know, for example, coming up right here, you can get your brush, your highlighter. Like for example, if I want to just draw up here and get my highlighter, circles, you know, ellipse, you know, make a path. If I wanted to, you know, make a, like, it's you get access to everything. Right here's the ruler to get measurements for dates and time. So for example, if I wanted to measure the percentage gains from this bottom right here in August all the way up to January 21st of 2025, and it's pretty much the high that was going, you know, for Bitcoin specifically. You can see right here where it says we gained 120%, and it shows you 170 bars or 170 days. Now, if it was on the week, of course, it'll be a little different, because from that exact same time span, you can see 23 bars, because each bar would be a week. So it'll show you less, but still it'll have the same amount of days right next door to it. Now, if you want to zoom in, you know, boom, you'll click it and kind of drag your mouse on to make a box, and you'll zoom into that area. Very simple. And then you can come back right here and zoom out. The magnet makes it to where if you were about to do something with a drawing, you can see how this thing is kind of like magnetized to the graph itself. Like no matter where I'll move it, it's just going to get connected to the closest point. So that way you can focus on getting the tippity top of any like line structure that you're looking for. But typically I like to have that off. Now you can keep the drawings up here. That way you can lock everything in. For example, if I want to lock that in, I ain't want it to go nowhere. So I can't really do anything with it. This right here is to lock all your drawings, hide all your drawings, take them right off the screen. You want to throw everything in the trash. We can remove all 229 drawings that I have on this chart. A lot of them I have hidden away. We'll get to that in just a second. 2 indicators, you can remove everything if you want to, but nah, we're just gonna remove this one. And this right here is your favorite. So once you come up here and say I want to use this right here and add it to my favorites, or it'll be a lot easier to use these, you just hit a star next to it, like I add it to my favorites, and it'll get added to my favorites bar. Now I'm gonna hide that right now, and you'll just right click it on the favorites bar right here, and it'll say hide favorites drawn tools toolbar. Over here on the right side, it's a lot. Now, if you was to have a watch list already filled up with different things, you can come up in here, add alerts, make a copy, rename, make sections within it. But you know, just add things to your watch list. I'm watching Bitcoin, I'm watching Ethereum, I'm watching all these different coins. Instead of me having to come up here and type everything in one by one, I can just easily just go to them, no matter as fast as I want to. Now this right here is showing you all the alerts that I have, like the one right here that I just set on Bitcoin somewhere. At least I'm going to delete it because I don't necessarily need that alert, but it shows you the alerts, whether they expire, whether they got triggered, whether you hit them, you know, if they didn't get hit, whatever. Right here is your objective tree. Now this It's very, very nice. Now with the objective tree, for one, I'm gonna show you how to make different groups, right? So let's say we wanna, let's just use this. This be easy. Bam. So we have all these drawings right here that we just made on Bitcoin. And let's just pretend that we did a whole bunch of random stuff up here. Kind of similar to how something like this would be, right? A bunch of random drawings that you have, and you want to keep all of them because they're specific to the time that you're looking at. You know, you just want to keep it. You want to keep it, right? So what you will do is you will control click and drag the mouse over all the drawings you have. You'll come right here where it has to create a group of drawings, and you'll click it, right? And they'll make a group for you. Now right here, you can double click, or it'd be easier just to right click it and push rename. You can rename the group whatever you want. You can rename the drawings themselves to whatever it is that you want to rename them to. If you want to lock that group in to where you can't delete them, even if you was to try to unlock them, you can hide everything at once and bring them back out, or you can just delete everything at once. Very, very useful, especially when you have these drawings put to the side and you don't want to always keep having to redraw everything over and over and over again. Very, very useful. Now right here you have the chats, not really necessary, and nothing else over here is actually necessary other than the objective tree, your alerts, and your watch list. So that's pretty much going over the complete basics of Tradingview. Of course, like I said, you gotta get up here, you gotta tweak around, and you gotta learn how to use all this stuff. But if you pay attention to the videos and you see how it is that I'm using my tools, and you go back and practice what it is that you saw, also purchase the booklet that I have out for y'all, and you can get all the information right there in your face as of how it is you need to be looking at the charts and how it is that you should be using these tools to draw everything out. It's nothing but the school of hard knocks. You got to get in and try it, and everything else is going to fall in place. So appreciate y'all for sticking along with the video, and make sure that you continue along with this journey and look at the other videos. Of course, you can get as much knowledge as you can just to help y'all make as much money as possible. That's the whole